What is going on, everybody? It's Bucks and Buckets Gaming back with our third video on this channel. And so today we're going to be playing the Hunter Call of the Wild. And so what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to be giving you guys a guide on the Mule Deer Great One grind. And so in today's video we're going to be going over the zones you're going to want to need, what times you need to hunt, where you should hunt, what map, what do you need, how much it's going to cost, all that fun stuff, as well as a trophy lodge tour after we finish the Great One Mule Deer grind guide. Alright. After some minor technical difficulties, we are now loaded in to the ski ridge, as you can see. And so as I go along and do this rotation, I'm just gonna talk to you guys about the basics of the Mule Deer Great One grind and how you should do it. So let's get into that. All right, so as you can see, we are here at this one zone I got, and it looks like there's only about 5 deer here, a few does, a couple bucks. This is a great zone for a shooter. And so for mule deer, you're gonna want about, I believe it is 35 to 40 zones. Me personally, I think I have like 36, I think maybe 37 or something like that. But not too bad zones wise. And you're also really going to want to herd manage these mule deer, and I'll explain that right here. All right, so as I'm about to claim this deer, essentially what herd management is you are just going to pick out 8 to 10, well, that's really recommended. You can pick out however many zones you want. You want 8 to 10 zones, and what you're gonna wanna do with those zones is you're gonna wanna leave them. But the zones that you don't select as your main shooting zones, you're gonna wanna shoot those down to all 2 minors and below, or small 3s as an exception, just like fallow deer. And so the levels of mule deer, if you don't already know, they go from 1, which I don't even think is or 1 trivial, which is a doe. I don't think it's achievable for a buck unless it's like really rare. And then you got 2 minor, which is your standard low level buck. Then you got 3 very easy, right in the middle, mediocre size buck. You got 4, that's where it starts to get bigger, and then 5, that's your diamond level. And so with this, you now have enough information to essentially start up your grind. And so what you're gonna wanna need to do this is you're gonna need at least 16 tents. You're gonna have to have 16 tents regardless. And that's gonna run you 256,000. And for the tripods, you're gonna wanna have as many as your zones. Me personally, I think I have 11 zones, so I have 11 tripods set up. And some of the zones I don't have claim tents because they're closer to the zones. Like the tripods are closer to the zones. And so, pretty much, that's kind of the basics of what I told you. So herd management, that is essential to get your Great One. It'll pull you way more diamonds. It'll essentially, some people don't think it happens, but I believe it honestly like boosts your Great One grind. Like I think, and honestly helps your spawn rate. Like, I mean, it truly does. But I believe it also boost the chances of you spawning your Great One. Alright, so with finding your zones, all my setups are spread across the entire map. And so the hard part with this grind is that clearly all the zones are completely spread out around the entire map. And it's kind of a pain, to be honest, to find them at the start. I mean, just find yourself a buddy, you know, have them help you out, and you can find your zones pretty quickly, relatively. As you can see here, we got a blonde. Those usually score bottom, but I got a perfect double lung there, so we can keep going. Okay, now for a super important part of this grind is understanding your solo zones. Now this is huge for fallow deer and mule deer, and I believe whitetail actually do this too as well. But your solos, they're gonna want to jump, and they're gonna jump a lot. And so pretty much what jumping is when you kill an animal off of a solo zone, that animal it's by itself. That solo zone, the animal is by itself. And so when you kill an animal off there, as you can see right here, actually, I have an example of this. This is a female in a solo zone. My other zones actually have not spawned in yet on that side. And that's actually really weird. Neither is this side. Huh. Maybe we spawned a great one, I don't know. This is about my, like, I want to say 135th kill. I'm not actually sure. But as I was saying, when you shoot a solo, it's gonna delete that zone and jump to either the same spot around there or a completely different spot, and you're gonna have to refine that zone. And so it's a little confusing at first, but you'll eventually figure it out. It's really confusing. Like for me, I had no idea what I was doing to start, but then I had a couple people help me out, and I eventually figured it out. And so I think you guys can too. But yeah, kind of the basics. So now we can move on to your other needs that you're gonna need for this grind. Okay, so some more needs you're gonna need for the Great One Mule Deer grind. Those are gonna include your collars. I believe there are a few collars. I actually do not know. I'm gonna have to look at this to check it out. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and here and access the cache. I'm pretty sure it's just the whitetail collars, just the couple whitetail collars. But I'm pretty sure, oh shoot, no they don't. The antler rattler does not actually call in mule deer. But yeah, it's just the bleat collar and then the, oh shoot, no, it's just the bleat collar. I thought it was the snort wheeze as well. Yeah, that's actually really weird. I didn't know that. But you can also get the Fox Pro collar with one of the DLCs. I believe it is the Goose DLC. But yeah, that's pretty much all that. So we can move on to weapons. So just like fallow deer, as I said, if you watched the last video, I'll link it right up here. In the last video, I explained the calibers of the guns you're going to want to use. And those are going to be this guy right here, the Arzina 300 Mag Tactical. Now you do not want to use this with trophy bucks, and what I mean by that is like diamonds and obviously great ones or rares. And you're going to want to use the, see if I can find it here, the Zarza 10 308, or you could also use a 243 base game if you don't want to spend money, base model. But yeah, those are the guns you're going to want to use. And so now we can move on to fur and rack variations. With mule deer, there are 7 rare fur types. You got albino, melanistic, piebald, leucistic, and then with the new additions, you got mosaic, etheristic, and then etheristic isbaline, and then etheristic red. And those are your 7 rare fur types for mule deer. And as for the Great One rack variations, there's a lot, and so I'll just pop up a chart right here for you guys. But that is pretty much a quick, simple rundown of the Great One Mule Deer grind. And so now we can move on to the Trophy Lodge tour, which I'm going to be showing here. Alright, so really quick, really swift rundown of the Trophy Lodge. We're going to go into investigate mode. Here is a albino female whitetail. Found it while walking around with a friend. Here's my diamond whitetail, 272.2. Fun fact, I had 3 of these and accidentally deleted 2 of them. They were all over 270 points. I was infuriated. I pretty much quit the game for 2 weeks after that. But moving on, here we just got small ones. And so this right here, I pretty much think that was a troll actually. And this is just another poopy deer. But here is this fallow deer, nice diamond from the fallow deer grind. Go watch that video if you haven't, like I said. Here's a massive spotted fallow deer, and this is insane for a spotted, a 263. And if you didn't know, spotteds actually score bottom on the estimate. So if that wasn't a spotted, who knows how big that could have gotten. A 263 is massive. But here are some of these, just some piebald and another, I don't know why I have a gold duck there. Here's a nice piebald moose, a big diamond moose right there. I love the moose diamonds, they're huge. And here are my wonky rack slash diamond mule deer that I've gotten from this grind so far. Here is I'm pretty sure this, oh, I have this here because the brow tines, those are literally touching, as you can see right there. Here's another wonky rack, wow. And then here is my only diamond mule deer I have as of right now. Here's a little triple rack, piebald, melanistic, and albino fallow deer. All of them scored pretty low, but I mean, can't ever get a super rare all the time, which I never have, but oh well. So here's a spotted fallow deer. I think this one actually trolled, if I'm not mistaken. Here's a diamond. Oh no, it didn't troll, I messed it up. Here's a diamond fallow deer, another spotted one. It's pretty awesome. And if we go in here, got a dark spotted diamond fallow deer, spotted diamond fallow deer again, botched spotted fallow diamond deer, fallow diamond, yep. Woo! Diamond fallow deer. Here's another botched diamond fallow deer. And yeah, this is pretty much it. I only have a few more things to go here, and we are done with the tutorial. Here's a couple geese, ducks, all that fun stuff. Nice diamond fallow deer, piebald fallow deer, another big diamond fallow deer. This is actually my biggest in my lodge, I believe. 264.7. And this is from my boar grind, diamond one right there. Then you got diamond, diamond. I should have been diamond anyway, and diamond. And here's another triple mount. This one full of diamonds. As you can see, I did get a lot of diamonds in that grind. Here's a diamond Roosevelt elk that I actually found just walking around hunting elk on Layton Lakes. And here is a boar grind triple rare mount, black gold, and this one is glitched actually, as you can see. As for this bighorn sheep, I think I just mounted it because it looks sweet. I think it was a few points under diamond. Here is a albino female fallow deer that I found walking around on my boar grind on Scotland. Diamond fallow deer, absolutely goofy looking, spoony looking wonky rack fallow deer. I thought that was hilarious, so I hung that guy up. And right here, we got another fallow deer diamond, and we got a molting dusky grouse that is a rare, and a molting pheasant, which I don't believe is rare, but it's still a pretty sweet looking pheasant. I mean, look at this thing, that's a nice looking pheasant. And here's another black gold wild boar, and I'll see you once we make our way into the other room. Alright, we are in the next and final room. Here is a triple wild boar mount. This was a botched wild boar, I believe. Oh shoot, I forgot I had more than one diamond. I'm stupid. You got a purple gray and 2 diamond wild boar. And last but not least, the fabled golden Great One fallow deer that we just shot a few weeks ago. Man, I still can't get over how sweet this deer is. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You got the mule deer grind, how you should do it, where to set up, all that fun stuff, how much it's gonna cost, what you need, and I gave you a little lodge tour right there at the end. It's not much, as you can see, because I don't play the game every day, and I actually have a life sometimes, but pretty quick rundown of everything. And so, yeah, I'll see you guys in the outro. Alright, so, I'm so sorry, that was one of the cringiest things I've ever done, but we are finally done with today's video, and I hope you guys learned a lot. Even though it was a quite quick video, it might be 10 minutes, might be 20 minutes, depends on how I edit, who knows. But mule deer Great One grind tutorial and trophy lodge tour. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for next video when I show you guys my 6'3" point guard build that is an absolute ISO demon on the court. So that's all, and I'll see y'all boys in the next video. Peace.